Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the V4 Future Sports Festival. How are you doing, Hungary? Okay. All right, it's late in the day, I get it. It's a bit late in the day, it's fine. We have already had one of our quarterfinals, of course, Virtus Pro going head-to-head with Ninjas in Pajamas earlier today, as well as the Hungarian Premier League first and second teams going up in a show match. Our last series of the day is also a best of three, right here on the big stage. I know you're all looking forward to this one as well. This one's slightly different. These two teams perhaps weren't many people's favourites to get into the quarterfinals, but they have made it, nevertheless, after battling their way through not only the group stages over the last 2 days, but also the qualifiers as well. So let's introduce you to our two teams in the quarterfinals. First up, our Polish qualifying champions, ladies and gentlemen, Adwokacik. And their opponents, another very competitive team, also had a very good qualification process and a great group stage as well, running Mousesports very close indeed. They were the European qualifiers, representing the great Counter-Strike nation of Denmark, of course. Who else? It is Tricked. So those are our two teams. Let's get a few words with a couple of the members of each team. Christoph, do you want to come and join me? Hunden? We'll let the other players go and get settled in for now. Gents, welcome to the main stage. Great to have you here. Christoph, first of all, how are your players right now? Is this a bit of a nerve-wracking experience for you?
Not really, to be honest. We came here we're not really favorites, so we come in here like an underdogs. It's really chill to us, to be honest. Yep.
Okay.
We already accomplished to get out of the group, so...
Yeah, you did fantastically well to get out of the groups. They're tough groups, but also tough qualifiers as well.
Yep, that's true, and we didn't expect Eves, because that was the other team that was in the qualifier to play that good, so yeah, it was tough road to us.
All right, well, good luck in the game. Hunden, it's great to see you, first of all, buddy. It's been a long time. It's great to have you up on the stage. What is it about Denmark at the moment? Why are they so good at Counter-Strike?
Because we play a lot and we play too much, I guess. But overall, I just think that Denmark is good to play in computer, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, Anders told me it's because you have nothing else to do. I don't believe him, though.
No. Yeah, I don't know. We are ready to play, and we are looking forward to play on such a big stage today. And it's the first time for pretty much all of us, so it's going to be a bit nervous in the beginning, but I think we are ready to play them.
Okay, Christoph said that his guys aren't that nervous. How is it for you guys? Have you got a few jitters, or are you okay?
I think we can feel it right now, but nervous, I don't think so. But we can feel the game right now, and we're looking forward to start the game.
I think that's it, isn't it? When you get in there, it doesn't really matter about anything else. You can just play.
Exactly.
Okay, in terms of the two of you, Christoph said they're already happy because they've done better than they thought they would do. There's a bit more pressure on you, though, I guess. I mean, a lot of people I spoke to backstage are like, we think Tricked are probably top 3 here. Does that put more pressure on you?
A little bit, but overall, top 4 is our goal. So if we make it to top 3, we are going to be really, really happy. So, of course, we want to win today, but it's going to be a tough game for sure.
All right, well, best of luck, gents. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Adwokacik versus Tricked.
Thank you so much, Paul. It is Adwokacik versus Trick, and interestingly enough, two different mindsets. Trick seemed to be the dark horse, a team that might be able to upset, potentially even against MIBR if they make it that far. On the other side, Adwokacik, just happy to be here after the group stage, which is a good place to start. We've got a video showing you all of the action that led to this arena, that got us to this point. It's not quite ready yet. In V4 Future Sports Festival, I thought we were going to be perfectly into that.
Yeah.
Jona, hello again, Jalen. How are you? Thank you. I appreciate the applause.
I'm feeling fine, honestly. I'm ready for this match because this is the first time we see Tricked on that big stage. Can they, live up to that expectations that they gathered during the group stage? If it'll all be decided here.
Yeah, I don't think they should be taking too much pressure, honestly. They're a team that hasn't really achieved much in the big picture, right? So why would you take any pressure here? Just go have fun, and if you're good enough, I feel like they should be in this type of matchup. You're going to make it into the top four.
And you can see the leadership attributes of a guy like Hunden as well, because every interview he's positive, every interview he's calling out Pimp. He's got that confidence about him in this event so far, which is what that team needs, in my opinion, to lead such a young team forward.
Yeah, Denmark known now to be kind of the factory of Counter-Strike talents, and Hunden has been a massive part of some of those talents coming through the ranks. Unfortunate for him, obviously, he has had to go through a lot of player changes, and that will probably be the case down the line in the future as well. But, he's holding his own. He's making sure that the new kids are coming in, and Denmark will be there to fight against the best of the best.
Well, and they continue to be. Again, this Drowlin was talked about as the 5th best team in Denmark. Not the best. Yeah. That's Astralis, maybe not North Caliber, but I think they could even battle in against Heroic right now, certainly against Optic. They could make moves across the entire, talent pool in Denmark.
Both of these teams got to the quarterfinal, right? But the road they've taken here was very different. Honestly, looking at Adwokacik, rattled by NIP, and then had a close game against Gamerzone, which obviously won. But on the other hand, Tricked, they had a very close game against Mousesports. It took like 3 overtimes, and it could very easily be in Mousesports here, not Tricked. So overall, it's quite clear that Tricked is favored here.
It would have been interesting if that was the case as well, because it would have put Tricked on the other side of the bracket in the semi. You would have had VP against them. Great chance to make a final. Mousesports, MIBR, same side, but you're right. They gave them a run. Mirage was a close game. Adwokacik on the other hand, as you say, close game against Gamerzone, but I don't necessarily discount that because I thought Gamerzone looked reasonably impressive in this event.
Yeah, coming to it, not expecting all too much from them. I thought, as we said, it's good to see some individual prowess from some of these players. Torski obviously being one of them, who definitely really showcased that he can play some good Counter-Strike. But for Adwokacik, I think you kind of know Sphero, Morels kind of, and then everyone else, we've been seeing glimpses here. We've seen that there's individuals within this lineup that can take a game and they can keep competitive. So
according to this graphic, by the way, Tricked is just going to take over the other teams and have the same logo for all. That's how they're going to make the final.
That's it.
So,
dominance.
Back to you.
Why not?
In the studio.
Back into the studio. Yeah. No, but in this kind of a there's definitely upset. I feel like Tricked is definitely a favorite here, but there's a lot of upset potential here.
Mm-hmm. I could see it. I think we saw Adwokacik looking better each game. Obviously, they had the late start by virtue of the fact that they were waiting for NIP to show up, so they had to wait an extra day to start their event as well. And part of that could play into the Gamerzone game. They had to play 2 in 1 day. They had to wait a little longer. They had the first and last game on that day. That's a bit of a difficult scenario for teams to play into.
Yes, and on the topic of young talents, of course, I think a player to highlight on the Adwokacik side is Jetke. Or Janke, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but he's the one who really stepped up on that train game against NIP. But at the same time, he's a young player. It might be his first time on the big stage, and this is when you look to those more experienced players, Disperos, Morels, kind of lead by example and show them how it's done.
Inferno, Nuke, and then Train if required. Just to point out, no Vertigos so far in this tournament. Very little Overpass as well. We're seeing a lot of similar maps, which perhaps is a good thing for these teams because they're going to play into each other's strengths. Yeah,
and it kind of showcases of what are the kind of the middle ground maps within those that 7-map pool. You have teams that are like Turk 2. I don't know what tier they're considered to be. 3, 2.
Yeah, probably 3.
Usually teams within that tier probably don't specialize in maps like Vertigo. They don't have the luxury of, we can add something to our pool. But then, on the opposite side, that could be the tool that could help you propel.
Exactly. That's a discussion that we used to have on the desk. And not only that, they've often got more time to prepare those maps. Sure, they're playing a lot more online matches and they've got to go through qualifiers more frequently, but unlike the sort of tier 1 teams that are event after event after event and get into a sort of creatures of habit, they have the time to implement something like a Vertigo.
Yeah, they should do. I totally agree, but it just doesn't appear to be the case. For Tricked, Nuke is their speciality.
Yes.
Going to the best of 3, I'm not surprised they picked that one. I feel like, if Adwokacik wants to have a crack at this best of 3, they definitely need to be able to win that map one, which is their choice, Inferno. But if it goes away with Tricked, I feel like this is quite certainly going to be going the way of Tricked.
I think we've completely killed off the video and looking back retrospectively on how they got here. But as we say, Tricked, great group stage from them, almost taking down Mousesports. Adwokacik building into it. I like this map pool, but I'm not sure which I favor. Nuke's been a bit hairy in a few occasions so far this weekend. We've seen some decent T-sides on it, interestingly enough.
I think the biggest danger here for Adwokacik is we saw how Nip abused them on Inferno, on Overpass actually, how they went up with the rifles, got the entries, forced them off the map. And if you look at the trick, it's at the exact opposite. You have Acor, and he actually had the most entry kills with the AWP in his game against Virtus Pro. He also had tons of entry kills against Mousesports, and actually defeated both AWPers, Voxic and Snatchy. He's been very, very capable against them. So having those entry frags is actually something that Adwokacik might not be able to handle.
Yeah, he was 9 for 10 on opening duels, 8 of which were with the AWP. That's
I think that was against VP for Tricked. For Acor. Mirage, just pushing Catwalk. Things you should not really be able to 5 times in a row, but it's obviously great to see from the standpoint of Trick that you have individuals that are willing to take, when they have the spawn, when they have the opportunity, you make those type of plays.
It's fun to see another opera like Acor, just back on that note, because, again, you said it, he took down many notable people in this tournament, certainly beat down Snatchy. It's another name that, I'm certainly not as familiar with. I'm sure lots of Danish people are. I'm sure Jacob has a history of watching him rise through the ranks, but for a lot of us at home, they're in the same position. They haven't seen this guy before, so it's exciting to find new talent like that.
Of course. And on the side of Adwokacik, we talked about this in the group stage. When you look at the team, it kind of makes sense for the players. Every player, makes sense in his role. It does look like a team which obviously came together as a bit of a mix. But moving forward, this is actually a team which it does have that potential, that chemistry. And we've seen that, in the game against Gamerzone on Inferno, they had very nice CT holds. They did have that teamwork, and that is something that they really need to open up. And that's what they need to get rolling in order to kind of get a map against Tricked.
We've talked a lot. Sorry, just to jump in, because I want to focus on the aspect of Virtus Pro, and we touched on this in the previous segment. They kind of stranglehold the talent within that region for a long period of time. The Golden Five, not the current VP, the old legendary VP.
Back in the days VP.
Now we're starting to see a couple more teams come through. Obviously, you've got Taz branching out into a different roster at this point in time. Now you've got kind of the Ego guys mixed in with Morals, Spiro to make this team, Adwokacik. And you've got the Virtus Pro. Is it time to see some leaders emerge and young talent emerge in this situation as well?
Yeah, for certainly. I think players like Spiro and Morals who have played up a little bit with these old chiefs, if you will, from Poland. I think they've probably gotten a lot of information, understanding of how they think and what are the basic fundamentals that the top tier Counter-Strike players have, and then they can nurture the next generation of Counter-Strike players. For sure, that's very important. I think it's kind of shame to see how you would consider how nuts and crazy Poland is about Counter-Strike, and I'm sure there's so many players. Whenever you go play matchmaking or face it, whatever, it's a lot of Polish players, right? So it's kind of weird even to be in this situation where we've not had super talented individuals just rise to ranks from Poland.
Where does Neo go? Do you see him trying to maybe branch out into a North American team? Does he stick with a European mix? Does he fall back into a Virtus Pro potential? Where does he go? Is there options now in Poland for him?
Might take a parental leave.
Okay, well, that's optimistic. It's coming from a parent, I suppose. I can understand that. The video is ready, so we will actually get to that now. We'll look back at all of the action that led to this point, because I think it's important that we do so to make sure you have the context of exactly who Adwokacik are and what they're going against. And that was the action that led to this point, to this arena in Budapest. Alongside me, Yuna and, of course, Drowlin. Guys, two players we didn't touch on, which we don't have a lot of time, but I do want to bring up. Bubsky and Stush for Tricked. Excellent combo in the group stage.
Yeah, they were like the cleanup crew after Acor. After Acor got the entry, these two came in and cleaned up the rest of the round. I think, thinking back on the new games of of Tricked, I don't think there was a single CT round I can recount where, none of these players didn't get a multi-kill.
Yeah. Phenomenal, especially on Mirage.
Yeah, and Bubsky, I think he's maybe 4th or 5th in the ratings for this tournament. Yes. So definitely a player that has a lot of multi-kill potential.
Well, it's been that way, and it might be that way again. Keep in mind that Tricked are the favorite in this game, but there's pressure on them. Absolutely, there's no question about that. Where are we leaning right now for predictions?
I have to go with Tricked, honestly. This Inferno pick from Adwokacik does seem like a bit for comfort pick, but it's also a map that, Tricked is also very comfortable with. And the Nuke, that is completely lopsided for Tricked. So I'm going with a 2-0 for Tricked.
Yeah, I think Tricked is going to take this.
All right, well, Tricked versus the team we've affectionately come to know as Avocado. And two gentlemen that'll bring you this in the arena can switch avocados straight into guacamole. It's Jason and Anders.
What a fantastic intro. Thank you so much, Matt. We obviously appreciate it. What a great time we've had already here in Budapest. How are you feeling, Jason?
I'm really happy to be here. I love Budapest. We were here last year. We didn't get a lot of time, but it feels so cool being back, and obviously very fun watching teams, especially ones that we don't see that often. This is another one of those things where for us it's like you get to learn some new stuff about players, about teams, and where they're at exactly.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much talent coming up now that it's well worth it to keep an eye on. And some of them certainly from the Danish scene, but
and we get to really test ourselves in pronouncing new words and new things that we've never seen before.
That is true.
Yeah.
I like the avocado twist. Avocados are great. I'm a huge fan of them. But,
you are a big fan.
Yeah, something we should have more of. They've all been sold to California, which is a shame, but. But yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah, well, either way, regardless of all the avocado talk, we were at V4 last year, which I think was the first one. So, yes. I mean, it's great being back. It's obviously awesome having an event here once again in Budapest. And the competition's been fierce. And obviously tomorrow they have, teams that are competitive across the world, on a global scale, waiting for these teams, one of these teams that's going to test them and try and punch up a weight class.
That will be really tricky, won't it? Yeah. But what great experience. Again, playing in front of a crowd. The crowd was amazing for that last game between VP and NIP. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's VP, obviously in this part of the world is obviously going to have their fans. And we've seen VP bring fans to all different events they've had. And same with NIP, like the legendary players. Those guys get right in force. People still love to watch them play just because of the historical value they've provided. So that was awesome to see this arena get lit up. Here we go, live into the pistol round. And it's going to be Tricked starting on the CT side.
Absolutely. Well, quick down the middle. 3 men running in. Bubsky taking care of Jet Curve right off the bat. And Acor going to get a shot falling back, I believe, over on the other side. That's over by Banana and just holding their ground there. That's a quick skirmish. It instantly gets a couple of kills and they fall back. That's a good job from... People tend to overcommit to those pushes, I've noticed, on the CT side. Yes. But they called it off right when they had to.
That has to be a protocol that you plan for, right? If we get a kill that fast as soon as we turn the corner down mid, just bail out. There's no reason to be overcommitted and eventually lose the advantages that you've gained. Tricked with 4 players still alive, going to spread across the map. 2 at the B bomb site, 2 over towards A. A very, very conservative setup. And the question becomes, how aggressive do they want to be? No utility for the CT side, and actually Sparrow has a smoke and 2 flashes. So this B bomb site, this can do it. You can block off that choke point and a couple kills go their way, and all of a sudden they have an entry to get the bomb planted.
Maybe one good flashbang. That one not going to do anything. Acor, that's a stunning headshot with the USP, taking down Caper, and that, I think, should pretty much close it down. The backup is coming in quick from Banana as well. That's a nice running shot from Sparrow, but Morels will go down. Hunden doing a good job staying alive, and he clotheslines him. Sparrow, never a chance in that one. A great double.
Smart play from Hunden as well. I mean, just making himself a very difficult target to clear out of that back corner. And just the fact that you stay alive, you can set up the crossfire with Sparrow out behind the coffins, and you can wait for those players to have to actually commit to the site.
Yeah, all in all, very nicely handled. This team is really interesting, the Tricked one. Some of these players really do have, I think, quite a high limit. Shush and Bubsky were talked about a lot. I think Acor with the AWP could do a lot of damage as well. And very aggressive and very quick with the aim as well. So it's fun to see him play. Roger not going to get that kill, stolen by Bubsky.
Which is absolutely fine. The bonus money in there, there's really no danger in this, especially with that smoke down, even looking for the boost as he turns the corner. And I believe Adwokacik realizes there's no real entry into this part. Trying desperately to have a boost that's going to deliver something, but it's just too easy for the SMGs over the smoke. Should be an easy cleanup from here for Tricked.
Good use of the grenade. Yeah, they will be just fine. Hunden wanting a couple of more frags on the board. Roger at the end will pick up one, and that will be a second round for Tricked. Predictably so, no bomb plant, no investment. That's going to happen in this round, where, well, against 4 MP9s, if that continues to be true, they should have a pretty good round here.
Well, I think with Trick, obviously with these SMGs, like don't risk the economy and upgrade all of them. Maybe 1 or 2 if you really want to go that route. But I think more than anything, this is where you lean on kind of the teamwork that you have, the cohesion that you have, and you just say, we can beat them with the utility, we can beat them with the setups that we have, and we can get some free upgrades. And as we know, if Trick is able to win this round, this third round with the SMGs, their economy just skyrockets. It puts them in a very powerful position to start this off, and that's great. Right around the Molotov, over the flames, and a powerful position with the smoke in the choke point.
Yeah, following that up, getting the kill, then locking it down. That might be very hard for the T side to respond to.
I think that CT aggression, if we see it throughout this half, is going to be very, very difficult to handle for a team that's coming together and still kind of playing a little bit more of a pug, looser style.
Yeah, that's a huge point, isn't it? Very tricky to do on Inferno as well. I mean, it might be even more tricky when they get to the CT side, so they need to come up with something big here in the first rifle round, and not looking great so far. They've already lost 2 men, and now 3 are left, and they need to clear out that pit. They're right on the lip of that A bomb site, but turning their corner, they pick up Hunden. That's not bad. A-core showing up, and these MP9s absolutely tearing them apart. Jedka, the only one left, and he's going to be going down. Shush will pick up the kill, and it's close, but just not close enough.
No, well, it came down to that utility. You saw 3 players on the T side just trapped in lane. They could not move forward. They could not progress past the hay cart into the bomb site. There was no entry into it given, and those SMGs just playing patiently, set up in crossfires and dumping utility to run the clock down even more, make it more of a desperate scenario. So a really nice start to the half for Tricked, and even though they lose a few right at the end, they're fine with that. That is a huge victory for them to start this map.
Even getting rid of some of those MP9s and just upgrading them straight away. No armor, I think, there on a Sparrow. Double grenade will take care of him, so at this time they don't really have much. They've bought some armor, they've upgraded some pistols, but it's just, I mean, I find with people doing this generally, just to see if they get a chance. A-Core, easy kill for him, obviously.
Yeah, you never know if that lucky deagle headshot is going to open up a bigger chance for you. So take the risk, and you have the losing bonus building up to 4 rounds, and you're going to be fine in the next one with this pretty strong buy. Best buy you'll have. You'll have the utility to match the defense as well. So the playbook opens up on top of everything else.
They're going to be running into a lot more utility in the coming rounds over at Banana. They're very hard to deal with, even for teams that are very experienced in playing together. The problem is, if you try and fight it, you might end up just getting absolutely bombed over on that side. But if you ignore it, you end up wasting so much time and you lose all the map control. So.
Oh my God, look at this call. I mean, they obviously don't know it's entirely clear towards the B bomb site. If they had kept up, they might have actually been able to beat Roger on the rotation back up towards Banana. But the B bomb site was very susceptible. Obviously, Adwokacik doesn't have that information.
If they could have got the bomb plant down, that would have been a great bonus for them. In a 2-on-5 with just pistols, that would have been a steal at that point in time. Doesn't look like that's going to be close to happening now. 20 seconds on the clock as they turn the corner, but there's a guy in pit as well. Shush is down there with the AK-47, and yeah, the combination is just a little bit too much to handle. 4 rounds for Tricked.
I mean, it's good that they realized that they needed to go attack the bomb site. 4 seconds left in the round. You needed to go down there. You need the money for the next round. That would have been a disaster if someone was denied the losing bonus to have all the utility behind this investment for the offensive side of things. Some nice opping coming out. We'll see how challenged he can get. There's going to be an off on this T side as well. Plenty of utility to force him off angles. But as we mentioned, a looser playstyle for this new team, and I think that's where you kind of miss the coordination of being able to force offers away from angles effectively.
Very aggressive. Bubsky, that had success last time. He wanted to repeat it. He got absolutely shot down by Jedka, and that kind of beginning is exactly what they need. Get a little bit of ground under their feet. 4 versus 5 now. They need to slow it down, but look at this aggressive play from A-Core. Morel's never stood a chance. He's in that position to set up for a smoke later on.
Yeah.
Not ready for that.
And oh, what a shot. I'm assuming that's a big guess right through the boards, and Hunden goes down. But yeah, that peak into alt mid with the AWP is not something you see too frequently. One defender still here, and there's no one to trade. Here's that loose playstyle coming to punish him a little bit. No one was there to back him up, and finally they've got that kill. Smoke coming out just right after, and the CT rotation isn't going to be there in time. Acor with the AWP can do nothing really with that smoke in his face.
Sparrow actually set up. He's got the right idea, but he unscopes at the wrong time. Acor picking up one. He wanted to challenge that bomb. That is such incredibly aggressive play. You love to see it, though. Grenade landing right on top, but Jetka pushing them in. He's going to get the one kill. Could have followed up. Acor will pick it up, but Caper there to take it down, and Adwokacik able to pick up that first round. 4-1. It took absolutely everything, but still, what a great job.
Yeah, what a scrappy battle up Banana the whole way and into the B bomb site. What a round from Acor as well with the AWP, almost pulling it back into Trick's favor. Yeah, that push, especially when the AKs start coming out, and especially when you've already seen it, they're going to be ready for it. Just spamming even though the utility's coming out and you turn right into the bullets.
That play from Acor is exactly why I love watching him play. I feel like it's one of those styles that, you know, if he's going to be facing off against, you know, a team like Astralis or Liquid or something in the future, that sort of stuff will be punished a lot more, but part of me wants him to, I want to keep seeing it. It's so much fun, and almost nobody does it anymore, so maybe that's just going to be his style or his flavor. Minio going down in the middle, and they don't have a lot to work with. Deagle there on Morels, they have some grenades, but it's tricky.
Yeah, remember, they won a round with just one player surviving, so the money is still not great. The economy for the offense not built up. Hunden all alone. Good flashbangs to find the equalizing frag, but now the defense is going to shore things up. Boopski is here, and so is Acor inside the bomb site with the AWP. First pick is his. Second one coming out as well. Very effective and efficient inside the bomb site. 5-1, and a shattered economy situation for the offense.
Acor at 12-3 right now, so that's a powerful start. AWPing CT side on Inferno.
I mean, you mentioned you like the style that he's come out with, and I think if you're him, that's the mindset you come into this matchup with. You know, a team that is like self-described, you know, as a little bit more of a pug style. That's where you can take advantage of it with the aggressive off angles, with the aggressive peaks.
What kind of impresses me is every time I've seen him play, he's been playing like this. So it isn't just sort of like it almost feels like that's his mentality coming into any game. It's like I'm gonna play this style. That's what I'm doing. And to do it over, you know, the span of several months, that can be kind of difficult.
Well, and we've seen it with so many operas over the years. There's going to be a learning experience, right? Like with that play style, you're going to hit a wall where you start getting punished as you are increasingly playing the better competition. So I mean, it's going to have to be a process of where he scales it back in some areas as he goes along in his career. But for now, it's looking beautiful, and obviously, the highlights that come out of this style are phenomenal.
I also just think it's one of the styles that just requires the most upkeep and maintenance, right? So like you have to practice so much to be accurate and stay aggressive like that. But if you can, then might well be worth it. Here comes a lot of aggression. Are they going to slow it down? There's so many counter grenades coming out. Some of those flashbangs really slowing them down. Enough for Bubsky now to get into position with the second AWP. But he misses the first chance. Will follow it up. Roger goes down, and actually a big opening here for the T side. Bubsky turning it around in their favor. Sparrow going down. And the bomb, yeah, that's a nice peek there from Jetka, but is it going to be quite enough? Minio now in a 1 versus 2.
Oh, this would be unreal if he could pull this off. A very low economy buy investment that puts him in this scenario. Waiting, Acor's been great. He's going to lead the way for his team. He actually takes a leg shot, but not the kill that he needed. There's Minio with one more. Now into a one-on-one, and he can use the bomb perfectly. That smoke is going to be so difficult on top of it, and he doesn't want to come through. He's going to call the bluff, but it's not a bluff whatsoever. Perfect diffuse.
That is ice cold, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Pulls out the CC, you hear the steps through the smoke, and he never comes off it. He just says, you know what, I don't think you're going to try this. Because he had fired the AK on the other side, so maybe that was a little bit of a mind game there. That's a powerful way to win a round if you're tricked.
It's really hard to motivate yourself to jump through that smoke in that scenario. Yeah. You're like dead 9 out of 10 times when you do it.
Need some of your teammates to try and use some reverse psychology on you at that point?
We talk frequently about how difficult it can be for the AWP on the T side of Inferno, and Adwokacik, they'd like to play with a handicap. They go for 2.
I mean, that's going to be exciting, especially because Acor is the top performer right now on Trick, so someone's going to have to shut him down. See if Morels the Sparrow can find that task. Get it early on especially would be nice. Not finding any battles here, though. Now there's no fight in the middle, no fight Banana. That's a bit of a change as well. Counter flash to try and retake top banana. If you time that correctly, just get some of the T's waiting. Minio goes down. Yetker again with a very good counter kill. He seems to be really accurate at the moment, so they need to rely on him maybe a little bit more even.
That's a really solid heads-up peek as well to the right to clear that corner. Bubsky gets caught dropping down into a new position. 2 defenders at this A bomb site. Acor's been stellar is over at B, so it's the 2 rifles, Hunden and Shush. 1 player in pit, which is a strong position and can set up the crossfires. And the problem with this offense now is with 2 AWPs, it slows down so much, right? That's 2 weapons that aren't good at leading into the bomb sites, especially on a map like Inferno that has so many corners, so many narrow choke points.
And now with 30 seconds left, that's where I feel like, you know, you need some strong leadership to make sure you don't screw anything up here. They're setting up for it, and they do have smokes and flashbangs. This actually could be great. 1 good flashbang against Acor, and surely he can't do much, but he gets a kill before they even really turn the corner. It's so quick there, and now they're trying to burn him out, but he's still safe back there for a minute at least until Caper shows up. A 3-on-3 for the retake here, and this could be the second big chance here for Adwokacik.
1 flashbang on Shush, 1 smoke as well. 2 ops picked up to defend against this retake, and the big power of it is coming from the flank. Shush and Hunden coming up banana at the moment. They need to be the point of attack.
There is a smoke on Shush. I don't know if they're going to be able to use that or not. Right now, they found 1 guy behind New Box. The Sparrow showing up. Good kill as the bomb ticks right in front. Hunden gets a kill, but he's almost going to get that second one, but Caper will be just quick enough. They save the AWP, and a second round here for the Polish team. That's about time as well. I think they needed to slow down Tricked.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of cash away from the defense. They're going to have to, I think they're going to have to take a timeout here as they just call it to discuss exactly how they want to buy into this next round. It's another victory with only 1 player surviving. So if you're Tricked at the moment, you're feeling very, very motivated to actually buy into this next round to make sure they can't gain money, can't gain momentum, and you can stop them cold 1 more time, but you just don't have a lot to fight with. And that's the conversation, is do we actually have enough to put together a buy here to mount some kind of a defense? Remember, Acor, 15-5 with the AWP.
Yeah.
He's been the rock. He's been incredible. He's not going to have the luxury of that weapon in this round.
He won't, but they also know that that was another round where they survived with just 1 member on the T side, so they could be trying to flex a bit here and just say, you know what? This is the back-breaking moment if we can actually win the round.
I'm not going to lie, despite how ugly the buy is from the CT side, from Tricked, I think this is the right call to make. And I even appreciate the fact that Acor with the AWP just fully saving, not even investing anything into it. He's going to keep the $1,700, wants to get the alt back in his hands as soon as possible. And right at the end, as I say that, he buys a deagle, just to prove me wrong.
He was probably listening, wasn't he? Just saying, let me just see if I can set up Jason a little bit here. That would be funny.
Hunden's like, yeah, let's just try and wreck these analysts for the rest of the event.
I don't even mind, you know? Let's get some kind of banter going in that direction. 6-2 the scoreline right now, favoring Tricked Esports. Our analyst saying probably they're going to end up winning this. Oh, that's some good spray control from Minio. And right through the smoke, taking down Hunden and clearing a path right into the B bomb site. Doesn't really get any better than that, does it?
Well, it does, because you have Caper set up to take these last 2 players out. He can't transfer over, but now they know his position. They can plant safely. And you have to imagine, even without a whole lot of money, they're going to want to hunt this last gun down. Shush with the AK-47, can't do anything with it. Morels with the final kill. 3-6. And actually a great chance now to turn this into a pretty solid recovery and up towards 4, because I don't think Trick can invest a whole lot.
They definitely can't, and
we mentioned it as like the right call. We like that buy in the previous round, and this is the unfortunate part. Obviously, it really, really sucks when someone has a round like that, the triple kill entering on banana.
Well, we outlined the upside really nicely, I think. Just there was another side to that, wasn't there?
Yeah, we didn't really get to that one, but you can see the results. The downside is now you have pistols, no armor, no utility.
A flashbang, though, which they're hoping for another B push. And Shush going to be throwing that flashbang all the way from CT spawn.
I mean, it's a good read. Oh, that's actually a team damage with the AWP, but I mean, why not? All 3 rounds that have been won on the T side have gone towards this B bomb site.
Now, timing is key here, isn't it? I mean, even they're going to pop the flashbang, just counting in the side of the head, thinking, you know what, now is the time.
I think Minio heard that from far back. He just posted up, waiting to look for the information. He's got it all, and he wants to fight. 2 kills for him through the corner of the wall, but he didn't realize they were so close already. The op at this range, though, just turning around to make sure that no more danger can come from the banana push. And I think Bubsky might want to just keep the AK-47 for the next round.
I'm gonna say, be a little bit careful here, Sparrow, because there's no one nearby. Well, now there kind of is, but a second ago, maybe if that orb goes down, not that they lose the round, but potentially, they got dinked immediately.
I don't like the loss of that AK-47.
No, not really.
It might not have the biggest impact in the world. We'll have to find out. Actually, in 100, if he can just grab that and run, surely he's going to try and make it out, but he's already locked in by Sparrow. Nice shot there at the end. 6-4 and a 3-round streak.
Great news for the T side, and it shows a little bit that some of what Trick were doing at least was helped out heavily by the fact that they had the weapons, right? They had all the grenades and everything. They had that AWP on A-core. Now that they've had to experience a couple of rounds without that, it's not quite as fun, is it?
Well, that's why I mentioned the AK-47. Not bringing that to the next round is painful, because that's something that can help you make sure that you have an AWP in the future if you encounter more economic issues down the stretch here. He's got it in his hands this round. He has no armor with it, which is the tough part. And he's going to play it aggressively in A halls, and that might get called off soon, because Hundon's gone down, and he was the one watching for them to come up mid, and now it looks like they're going to pick up the pace. Try and attack towards brackets. There's the kill for A-Core, and he can stay in those halls. That's a tough position to clear out.
He even is going to turn that corner. He is slightly crazy. Shush down in the pit, going to take down Meteor and A-Core. The combination is too hard to handle, and they shut it absolutely down. A triple for A-Core. That is not really how you expect that to play out once you get the opening kill on quad, is it?
That's Adwokacik, trying to just bash their head into a brick wall and get into the bomb site, and obviously the brick wall was much stronger.
Yeah, you have to. You have to appreciate the effort, don't you? But generally, that doesn't work out. What's that one superhero from X-Men that can run through walls?
The Juggernaut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a super villain. I don't think he's a superhero.
Does it make a difference anymore? I
no,
feel like
not really.
We're cheering for all of them anyway, aren't we?
One of the greatest memes the internet has ever created. A-Core gonna back off. Oh, that's bold.
I told you he's slightly crazy, which is enjoyable on a bunch of different levels.
Yeah.
But those are the sort of plays, again, I would say.
Don't ever make that again.
Yeah. That could have easily got him killed. 7-4.
A lot of utility used by the CT side early in this round. Still got a decent amount to work with in terms of 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs. And obviously, this off has just been an absolute nightmare. We kind of highlighted that teams that play this looser style and still trying to put together some structure, the op can just be so deadly to face off against if you don't have the theory and the protocols to force them off angles. And A-Core has just been proving it this whole game with some stellar play, outside of jumping across mid.
Yeah, there's been some speed bumps along the way, but yeah, generally you're absolutely right. And it could even be something simple like just, the first look you take like around a corner and you lose somebody and you don't even have a protocol to really make up for that. Like, what do you do being 4-on-5, which they are right now? Caper went down, 30 seconds on the clock. There's 3 men here at the B bomb site. This is looking like a solid defense coming out from the Danish side. Bubsky with a kill and Roger picking up 2 in return with a flashbang from Hunden, making it a triple. That is a perfect setup and a perfect defense.
It really is, and when they've had money in the bank, when they've had cash behind them, this defense has been solid. It's very nice that the T side was able to break the economy that once to go in that 3-round run, because they need this buffer. The 4 rounds is all right for the moment. They would like to at least get 1 more, but the fact that you're able to decimate the economy, that's what's given you most of your power on the offense.
Yeah, they've been really enjoying the upside of that for quite a few rounds. They had to taste a little bit of it themselves, and they weren't happy about it. Now it's up to Adwokacik to try and see if they could steal around here, some sort of upset with the Deagles. Morel's no chance hiding behind the barrel. And Bubsky's still playing. He's the other side of that coin for A-Core, isn't he? They've got 2 of them on one team.
Well, and especially being aggressive down Banana as the only defender here. But the opportunity this provides. Early warning system, and actually A-Core is rotating back to B, but it feels like it's not even necessary, because Bubsky looks like he wants to push at any moment. He can have a very fast flank if they eventually do commit here. Just biding his time and waiting to make his move. Perhaps when Roger spots them on this wrap side, he looks to be the next defender to have contact.
Pretty decent grenade, actually. Here's the footsteps back around the corner, flashed in by a teammate, sees a couple. And he will go down after the first frag. I mean, theoretically, he could have just fallen back and said, I'm happy with that one, but I guess he thought he'd done the damage, and he actually almost had, so.
This is actually, I can't believe Tricked is not having a more mobile defense. I cannot believe that Acor is still at this B bomb site, considering Bubsky's position. Yeah, obviously they can flank through CT spawn now that the death has come out, but this is a really awkward spot, and the A defenders, even with a weapon advantage, a health advantage, there's some danger here in this one. Good shot from Caper, and now all of a sudden this is what happens. Hunden all alone in the bomb site, 30 seconds. He must hold on in the corner. There's the first, needs the second. There's one wrapping from behind. There's only a matter of time before Hunden just cannot see who's shooting him, but he's holding on to the bomb site so well. And they've never been able to coordinate the attack to take it over. A great defense from Hunden.
Yeah, I think he turned for one of those flashbangs at the perfect time. That is not always easy to do. I do agree. I mean, I think that was great play by Hunden, saving them from what you said, basically, that the defense wasn't really mobile enough. That could have horribly backfired on them.
Yes. It was very close, but obviously a good defensive stand. 9-4. And the guns are back out. The AK-47's the Krieg on Sparrow.
Chance here for T-side to try and have a bit of an impact. Creative boost to look over, and they're going to get a kill for it as well. Morels, that's going to be so annoying. Bit of a trade over there as Bubsky's still alive. Otherwise, that would have been a great path into the B bomb site, but they are not allowed. 4 versus 3 now, and look at how low they are on health as well. Minio and Jetka.
Yeah, they're just like a wrong nade away from Doom, and there's the op shot. Acor, why not just keep repeaking? You haven't had any issues, well, until just now. B bomb site, very susceptible. Bubsky's gonna come right through the smoke. He doubles him up. They line up for him, and Tricked reaches double digits in this first half.
10-4, that's a great way to begin. 21 kills on Acor. I just want to point that out again. Leading into round number 15th. He's having himself a fantastic game right now.
He's also 3-0 in opening duels in this half so far. So, I mean, the fact that you're just bleeding so many players to the AWPer is very difficult. I'm Tricked in general, just winning the opening duels in such a powerful fashion. It's not even close.
Now look at this. Kind of the story of the first half, isn't it, for Adwokacik? Just not really being able to invest fully in some of these rounds. I mean, they have rifles, but there's also that Deagle. Ooh, nice shot from Caper. Shush there to pick it up, and he probably should have been able to. And how are they going to overcommit? Hunden down there still. If they can clear him up, that's the round 1. But Caper goes down, and now Hunden, can he buy enough time? Another couple of seconds, he'll get a kill. But Bubsky coming through archway and went down immediately. Sparrow was waiting for him, and now they're hunting him down in the pit, and they'll be able to get the kill.
That was a heroic stand, though. I thought if he was going to get one more, that would have been incredible. But he's given Roger a chance, even a small one. Minio at low HP. If Roger can find him, that'd be a nice way to double up on kills. But this is such a difficult bomb site to retake. That is a stellar shot. That's a low HP player. Didn't even need the headshot, but Sparrow responds in kind immediately. 10-5.
That's very well done, isn't it? Tricked Esports, 10 rounds, CT side on Inferno. They're going to be happy about that. Adwokacik, I think they did enough to buy themselves a chance. It's not done yet. They can still come back in the second half for sure.
No, but 5 has you feeling like it's giving you hope. Like that's not a half that you look at and you say, oh God, we just really didn't do enough. 5 is a good place to be at. Now you get to switch over to that easier side. But this is also, I mean, again, another obstacle for a team we don't know much about, but still kind of working out and playing a more, I mean, self-described FPL style. From Sparrow's mouth himself. This is where, you know, the CT side, you can have a really difficult time with rotations.
We'll see how it goes in the second half when we come back right after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the V4 Future Festival. It is Tricked Esports versus Adwokacik. Best of 3 first map, and now the second half is going to be coming up. Tricked with a pretty big lead, and Adwokacik definitely having a tougher time at it. An experimental double grenade to top banana to see what you get. They got nothing, but they went fishing with dynamite. It's always a good idea.
Yeah, that's all. It's a fun thing to go do. And obviously you see frequently the pushes there that can do a lot of damage. Instead, it's a stack in these A-hulls, and this could be a disaster for the Trick side of things. They're going to turn this corner. Caper's going to have his first shot. Oh, it's a little bit slow, and it's 2 quick headshots for Tricked. And you've got to be feeling very lonely if you're the defender here at the safe bomb site. Bobski trying to find his opponent. He can't see him anywhere. But eventually cleaned up by his teammates, and they have access. They have a smoke in the choke point. And Adwokacik is locked out of A.
He was so confused, Bobski. He did a little bit of a breakdance over the balcony. He was just no idea what was even happening at that point in time. But it worked in a fashion. You know, somehow they couldn't even hit him, and then it was kind of done. 4 versus 2. The bomb is down. There should be almost no way. Nice headshot for Morels. You like to see that. If there is a way back into the round, it has to be more of that kind of action, and it's got to be really, really quick. They have a kit and a smoke on Minio. It's not out of the question, but that crossfire, they could not breach it, and that will be Tricked picking up the pistol.
That one hurts. This is, you really are not pleased with the fact that that buffer that you have with the 5 rounds in the first half is getting eaten into already by losing the pistol, especially when you have what felt like the perfect defensive call. You had hulls stacked. You had 2 players here. That's exactly where you wanted them to attack. We just had a spectacular firework display, and I actually really appreciated it.
We don't get enough fireworks these days. Definitely need more of that.
I feel like it's taken a year off my life, but it was cool.
Yeah, well, you know what? At least you're living a healthy lifestyle, Jason. You've got plenty to give. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry at all. It's kind of a scattered buy on the Tricked side. And I don't even mind that Adwokacik have tried to invest into this round whatever they can. I think if you're going to turn it around, why not start right away? Why wait?
Oh, and you have the smokes, you have the utility to block these out. But I mean, it's the tough part is holding your nerve. Tricked applying a little bit of pressure towards the B bomb site at top banana, forces out some of those nades way earlier than the defense would like. And it's going to be slow played until that smoke starts to clear and they can repressure. But it's going to be a slow and probing affair from the attacking side, just because you know there's going to be more smokes behind this. You want to force them out before you commit anywhere.
The question is always how many, because if you miscount that towards the end, you can be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
This time they are going to apply some pressure, and they're actually so close to the corner. I don't think they're going to even respect that smoke. They are really doubting themselves right now, Trick. They're going to get one guy up in the barrel, and that's the opening, isn't it? Roger and Bubsky, and that's going to clean it all up. I'm not sure if there's anything left here.
It was on the edge, right, of making that call to go through the smoke, and I think the determining factor is that Mac-10 had just been already so close to the other side, and he was just like ready to go. He was in a very strong position. That first kill takes a lot of the power out of the defense. It'll be a 12th round for Tricked, marching towards a first map victory.
I was about to be real upset because I actually hate hesitation in Counter-Strike. I feel like people can play slow or they can play fast and aggressive. I'm fine with all of those things, but whenever people look like they're hesitating and sort of, doubting themselves, that I just think is a losing formula almost no matter what. So I'm glad somebody made a call there and Tricked and said, you know what, let's go. Mac-10 front, fine.
You imagine it had to be Shush, where he's just like, I'm already through. Like, we're just gonna go off my lead. There's the fireworks again. This time I expected it with the bomb explosion.
You were ready for it. 12-5. Now, such an impressive lead for Tricked. I don't know what they can do here. I mean, they saved some deagles, I think, and then, that's not really worth celebrating yet, is it?
No, well, the problem is even if you save the deagles, I mean, you kind of have two options, right? You save entirely to get the rifles out, or you buy again around these deagles and you just kind of spend the rest of the half just seeing if you can win something desperate with deagles and the one Galil that's salvaged.
Galil, some smokes, single flashbang there on Sparrow. Hard to get very excited about, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing to be writing home about. I think this is the right call as well. Like, why just kind of risk and force buy every single time when the most powerful thing you're going to have is like a scout? Like, just wait. You're going to have to make an incredible comeback regardless. But get those M4s, get the Molotovs and the smokes. And especially for a team that is going to have to start putting some structure and just kind of see what you've got.
Yeah, I mean, fair play if you could do it in the last round, then you could really bounce back in the game. But now, yeah, you almost have to just rely on the crazy streak to bring it back. And I don't know how you can do that. Again, I think it will be more tricky for them to play on the CT side, being more of a mixed style team.
Yeah, we see that complication happen frequently. We don't see the mixed teams or like kind of like a pug style too much anymore, but you do have those like new lineups that form always seem to struggle early on their defensive sides.
So hard to know exactly how to rotate when different positions fall on the map. Smokes absolutely everywhere, and on the bomb side itself, Morel's doing a good job and coming through the smoke. Actually, he sneaks in a kill there. Sparrow, that could have been the beginning of something huge, but there's still a man down.
Yeah, that looked like they could have turned it for just a moment, and now Caper's going to have to decide if he wants to risk the rifle that he has in his hands. It's not the strongest rifle. You're not going to love it in the next round, but it is something to play with that lets you get nades, that lets you have some money in the future rounds during this comeback if they can make it or get it started. And I think with that kill on the MAC-10, I think this is where Caper just backs away. Armor and Galil going to try and find one more. He gets that, but no reason to go for it. No kit, no utility. It'll be a 13th round for Tricked, and they do end up taking the gun away.
Yeah, I think he was expecting an exit there. Maybe could get a bit more. Not entirely sure it's worth it, but I guess they were going to invest into this round heavily no matter what, so maybe just want to do a bit more damage. 13-5. The panel did say Tricked probably going to win this, but in this fashion, that's still pretty impressive. That's so far doesn't look like anything's going to be able to stop them here in this game.
No, this looks clean, and this isn't even their pick, which doesn't bode well for the second map either, but regardless, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle, an underdog struggle. The utility dump in Banana and the smokes to put out all the Molotovs create some kind of pocket of safety for Boopski.
Good timing on the peak. I mean, that was right as the debris from the grenade was sort of disappearing, and that can be really hard to deal with. Inside of the bomb side, only Morel's left, and he's going to pick up a kill, but he's completely locked in. And actually, the grenade follow-up, Morel's actually did a lot in that position. Could have been dead almost immediately. A lot of spray through, but no kill, and the bomb is going down. On the other side, it's still a 3-on-3, and they need this round desperately. Adwokacik, this might be their last chance, more or less, to have a say on Inferno. They're all at the bomb site. There's still a smoke and a Molotov left there on Roje. That could make it very tricky.
There's a flashbang on Acor as well, and you have to imagine that's going to be used as soon as it's called, probably by Roje. Saying they're coming through the choke point, throw a flash in the sky and let me peek, but this utility in the choke points, it's preventing the retake entirely, and Adwokacik has got to fall away. They just don't have anything to get into the bomb site. They don't have a kit, and the smoke isn't even clear yet. And I like this from the T side. Tricked, hunting down all the guns, being ruthless, taking the op away from Sparrow, and that's going to be it. Only Yedker to survive.
Sending a message. Not just here to win the round, but we'll take your guns as well.
Take the round, we'll take the map, we'll take your weapons. We want it all.
We've got nothing left. Except for that 1M4 saves, I guess. 14-5. And I don't know, just a well-executed round. First kill on the corner, and then not an unreasonable gamble that there was only going to be 2B.
Right.
And they were right, so.
Actually, I think the rotation was actually super nice from the defense as well. They had two more players over at that side of the map before the bomb actually goes down. The tough part is just so much utility left for Tricked. The Molotovs behind coffins, and that should be a nice pick. It's just a scout, though, and that's unfortunate. The tag is there. A little bit of damage dealt, but still 5 players alive for Tricked.
Somewhat limited on the utility there on the CT side, even now with 1 minute and 20 seconds. And Shush just patiently waiting. Quick return on the other side as Morels goes down. And that was a bit of a setup as well. I think Minio was flashing him in from behind all the way towards the CT spawn. So they had that as a trick, and it's a nice idea to set up that kind of a flashbang, but he couldn't get back from the fight. So 4 versus 3 now.
It'll be interesting to see how they decide to attack this. The defense all spread, trying to have information. They know the location of one, but no one there to trade. Hunden goes down with no response, and now Shush makes his move again. That's a great pick over the top of the smoke. A risky play, but it's paid off. Now into a 2-on-2. Sparrow, if he comes through that smoke, that would be so dangerous, but he hears the footsteps. He's got the intel, and this is going to stop the bomb. It's all on Acor with this op. He's been so good. If he can find this kill, that'll open things up, and he's got it. He's aware, and he knew the danger. He knew the possibility. It's Minio left in a 1 versus 2.
What an absolute freak, though. Who checks that position that late in the round? And I mean, especially coming in from that angle, that's wild, isn't it? Smoke and then Molotov and just getting that bomb plant down. Minio, the only one left that could try and keep Adwokacik in this round here, and maybe even in the game as well. But Acor will drop him a double kill, and 25-9 overall as Trick will find the map point.
Yeah, he's been an absolute nightmare for his opponents. 25 kills he's got. He's been so successful in the opening duels. He's set the pace on the CT side in the first half. And Trick is having no issues closing out this map. No hiccups. They just want to get it done. 15-5, and now it's got to be 10 straight.
That smoke that Shush was using that's interesting. Haven't seen that very many times before. Might see it again at some point. Caper going down. They were trying to see if they could go aggressive in the middle, but Acor is, I don't know, sort of a turret, isn't he? Just taking out people left and right.
Bubsky thinks he cleared to the right. This is so dangerous. He's going to go down at any moment, but actually somehow the flash comes in and they don't clear him immediately. The fact that he gets 1 is actually incredible there. It seemed like he was going to be a free kill at any moment, and I think the information being passed over to Trick is that the defense is weakened at A because of the stack on the other side of the map. So they hustle over towards this side, and it's a scout and pit to hold off against 4. Yedka is just now getting here, but can he actually provide any support coming through? It's just the SMG. This should be it. The final round going to go to Trick. It will be 16-5, a 1 versus 4, just so unlikely for Morels.
Yeah, he's got no head armor. He's got, well, 1 flashbang, no kit or anything. Yeah, I mean, the amount of stuff or the amount of mistakes that Trick would have to make to even put this within the realm of possibilities is too much to even list, isn't it? And they know it as well. At that corner, Acor will take him down. It's only fitting. Trick 16-5 in the first map here in Budapest against Adwokacik. That was a very strong performance. 26 kills on your main AWP player. That's really something.
Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable. I mean, he just dominated from start to finish. No issues for Trick whatsoever in that map. And I mean, there was some cool stuff in that first half. The 5 rounds was like a nice buffer, but just not being able to complete. We mentioned there might be some struggles on the defensive side once you switch over and you kind of have that looser style, that unfamiliar style with your teammates. And just a solid opening map.
Yeah, that's sending a little bit of a message, isn't it? I'm not sure what they could have done really sort of very different. I don't know if they even found many openings, many things that could be repeated there on the T side. It was just a rough time. And they were low on economy half the game. Well,
the desk also laid it out pretty well, right? These are 2 teams that are kind of at different stages in their evolution as a squad, and I think that's the next thing. If you know, even in a loss like that, the only victory is that you can take something from it, and obviously the first thing you take away from this is we've got to find a way on Inferno to stop Oppers from just destroying us, because they got picked in the early stages of the rounds. You know, Acor, like, his aggressive, his off angles, they need to find ways and protocols of taking map control with flashbangs that's going to allow them to get that control without losing players.
Yeah, they ran into Bubsky a lot of Banana. He was sort of pushing down through flashes, through smoke, stuff like that. So a lot of setups that were actually hurting them quite a bit. So a little bit rough in the first map. We'll see how it goes in the second map. That's going to be coming up after the break. So stay with us and we'll be right back.